Hi crafty folks, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and today I have a little mini unboxing, and do stick around to the end. I might show you a little play with these items, or at least the finished cards. So I'm just going to open this package up. Now the reason for this order, this is from Altenew. My sweet friend Pat recently sent me a gift card to Altenew because she knows I love their stuff. Thank you so much, Pat. I'm so excited to receive these goodies. I'm just going to show you what I got here today. And like I said, I'll probably have a little play and show you some options on things to do with it. I'm just taking a look here at this pamphlet that they sent. Looks like they have some classes, different things about coloring. So some information from Altenew that came in the package. Okay. First thing I got, I know you're going to be shocked, super shocked, right? Rows of Squares 3D. So here's a picture of it. This should be super cool for a textured, dramatic background. I already have ideas for this. I'm really excited. These are 6x6. If you aren't familiar, these are 3D embossing folders. So these will work in any number of embossing machines, whether it's manual or the electric ones. I have a manual. I have a Spellbinders Platinum 6. That's what I use for all my die cutting and embossing. But these are brilliant. They can work with or without spritzing your paper with water. I usually like to, if it's not going to affect any ink blending or whatever, I'll probably spritz the paper with some water, just to kind of help it kind of mold around, the fibers mold around the design and give it even more drama. So again, these are 6x6. They're pretty fat. They're not as fat as like the Sizzix ones or like the Tim Holtz ones. I'm very used to working with them. You guys know I have a ton of this brand. This is my favorite for 3D embossing folders. So again, this one's called Row of Squares 3D. And then the other item that I got, this is so fun. It's called One Go Words and Banners Die. So it's one stamp, it's photopolymer stamp. So it's going to stamp all of these in one shot. And then this die is all connected and it will cut up. It'll line up perfectly with this stamp. And so one stamp, one die. That's why they call it One Go. So I'm all about saving time, working with things like this. Where I can kind of get more bang for my buck in terms of not just the product itself, but saving time. So I'll probably batch a bunch of these and put them in my sentiment binder, which you guys probably know about. But I just thought it was kind of a nice mix, and I love the different shapes. I love how this one's like a tag, and they have little fun edges and shapes. So happy birthday. You are enough. I admire you. Have a great day. Congratulations, and I love you infinitely. I thought that one was kind of fun and different. So again, One Go Words and Banners sentiment stamp set from Altenew, and this Rows of Squares. Okay, now I'm going to have a little play making this card. I have this panel of A2 size cardstock. I ran it through my die cutting machine with this awesome Altenew die. I'm going to spritz it with some water and then run it through the new embossing folder that I just got in the same embossing machine. Now I have a Spellbinders Platinum 6. You can use whatever die cutting or embossing machine you have. Just check your sandwich for the particular items that you're using. But I'm so stoked. This might be one of my new favorite embossing folders. I can't believe how cool this turned out. So look at this drama, you guys. It's so cool on the front or on the deboss size, just for a different look, but it is seriously dramatic. I absolutely love it. And that cool edging as well from the die cut. Now these are my storage solution for paper scraps. So this is like pattern paper scraps or colored cardstock. I find that if I put them in kind of color-coded folders, I'm more inclined to use them rather than just kind of throwing them all in a bin. So that system has worked out really well for me. I am going to stamp a bunch of these in my little mini Misty, and I have the coordinating die ready to go. I'm going to start with this pink. Now you can see it's just one solid stamp, and 1 solid die. So this is where the time saving happens. You just have 1 go with the stamping and 1 go with the die cutting. And I decided to use Distress Oxides in this case because I like the opacity. I feel like it sits up really nicely, and I'm going for a monochromatic look. So I have this light pink cardstock, and then I'm going to use this worn lipstick color. I'm going to stamp it a couple times just to make sure it's nice and even coverage. And I did condition the stamp with my hand. That's just a way to kind of get the manufacturer's goo off of the stamp, just so you get nice even stamping. So now I'm just going to line up. Once I'm done here stamping, I'm going to line up with some mint tape and put this die perfectly over, and it will cut out all of these strips all in one pass of the die cutting machine. So super time saving. You guys know I love this. This aids my batching time saving mentality. I love to have a lot of this stuff ready to go because I don't want to stop in the middle of making a card to cut something out. Now I wanted to use that same worn lipstick. I grabbed some blending brushes from the Rabbit Hole Designs, and I'm just kind of ink blending on 2 corners diagonally of this panel just to kind of tie in that same stamped color. And I'm just going to look at what I have here in terms of options for the card. And then I'm also going to get my binder here. This is my critter book, so I have a bunch of stamped images that are ready to go, already colored, already die cut or fussy cut out. And I'm just going to pick the perfect one to go with the theme of the card. Ultimately, I did give this to my daughter. She did just start high school recently, and it's a big transition, but she's adjusting and doing as well as she can. Now, initially, I thought I was going to go with these flowers, but I didn't have kind of the cluster I had in my mind, so I'm looking through to see if I had any other flowers because that was my initial thought, but I did ultimately end up turning it into a critter card, so hang tight. I'm going to show you how it all pulls together, but I thought this little unicorn holding a heart was so cute and the color matched really well, so I'm just picking one of the sentiments. I have You Are Enough. That was one I was considering. Here I'm showing you, I was going to put them in my binder, but then I thought, oh, wait a minute. I have a whole other binder for sentiment strips. This is the one I use for my die cut sentiments that are just kind of like shaped sentiments. I have a whole other binder here. I'll show you in a moment that I use for my actual strips. So I have some of the sentiment strips, like the Tailored Expression ones that I store in those really cool plastic boxes. You may have seen that. But here's the finished card. I'm so pleased with how it turned out. It brought a huge smile to my daughter's face. It says, I love you infinitely. I used this satin light pink card bling from a Colorful Life Designs as well. I do have a coupon Amy Fan 10 if you shop for anything there, stencils or stamps or blingage. And that's my finished card. So thank you so much for spending time with me. Thank you so much, Pat, for the amazing gift card. And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.